What's up, agents? Hope everybody's doing extremely well. While messing around doing some builds and having some extra time on my hands during the pandemic, I started thinking about if I were to actually be able to have 4 characters I controlled at one time in a heroic activity or a legendary activity, how would I run it? Generally, you find, a team of full skill builds or a bunch of DPS guys and all that. But if I were to build a team fully built to synergize with each other, how would I do it? And so today I'm going to do a video that kind of shows the 4 different roles that I would have and the gearing on how I would have them interact with each other for what I believe would be some of the best results. Now, don't get me wrong, there's a lot of different combos and stuff. I'm not saying this is the ultimate dream team, but this is how I imagine a dream team really synergizing. And so this will consist of a medic, a skill build support, a dedicated tank, reviver, and a full DPS build. So I'm going to get into each one of them individually, and then at the end I will briefly go over how all of those synergize together. So I think I'll start right now with the medic build. So let's get into it. So I'll just get into the build. There's lots of different ways you can build it, but here's how I got it. First of all, we went with the survivalist. The primary reason we went with this is for the 15% additional outgoing healing. So you got to remember all the healing that it's showing here is my base. On top of any other buffs is buffed by an extra 15% on top of that. Some other cool perks behind the survivalist, but that's the main reason I'm running it. Now next, the weapons. I'm running AR with Reformation on it. In this particular case, I'm using the FAMAS. I like the FAMAS because of the high rate of fire. Makes it easy to just burst down range and get a headshot for the Reformation for 8 seconds of bonus healing. If I want to get some really serious healing, you'll notice that that's 30% skill repair for 8 seconds. If I have a chance to take some good shots, I'll pull out the designated hitter for the 40% skill repair for 8 seconds. If your team is really good, particularly your tank will be grabbing most of the aggro, so you can actually have a fairly safe chance at sniping, even in legendary, as long as you pay attention to your surroundings. And then, of course, I always run the backup boomstick with preservation on all my builds, just in case I need to get some armor or I'm getting pushed and I need something to quickly take some dudes down. So now, the exotic piece that I'm running for the gear, I'm running the BTSU gloves, and this is because in all the different variants, regardless of whether I use the chem launcher reinforcer, whether I use the fixer drone, or whether I use the mender seeker mine, I always do run the hive. And this gives me a chance to, A, boost everybody with the overcharge, reset whatever my other healing skill is, not to mention that I can get about 80% of the hive back by the time the overcharge is done. So gear, I'm using 2 brand sets. First, I'm using a Murakami for the skill duration and skill repair. And we're using a 3-piece Owl Summit for the skill repair, skill duration, and skill haste. To get into the actual gear pieces themselves, the mask, run skill haste, skill repair, and your choice of skill haste or healing. Chest piece, I'm running a Murakami with Empathic Resolve. This is specifically where the team buff comes in. This is how the healer helps the damage dealer and everybody else. Repairing an ally increases their total weapon and skill damage by 3 to 15% for 20 seconds. At skill tier 6, that comes out to 13% bonus weapon or skill damage to your friends, to your allies. And on overcharge, that's the full 15%. So this right here is how this medic is buffing the team's damage. The holster, we got a Murakami, skill haste, skill repair. Backpack, I'm running an Alps with skill repair. I'd prefer skill haste instead of status effect. And either a skill haste or repair mod on it. And safeguard, while at full armor, increases total skill repair by 100%. The idea is we're not doing damage, so we're trying not to take damage at all times to get that 100%. our teammates actually want to be taking damage so that they are constantly getting healed, so they maintain that 13% or 15% damage buff at all times when possible. Lastly, we got some Alps knee pads with skill haste and skill repair on them. We'll just talk about the real quick. So the Hive's the main one. Of course, we want it to do the max healing, so stick the best healing mod you got on it. You do health if you want. You can do duration. I prefer health. I'm picking it up and putting it down all the time, so the duration doesn't really matter. As far as the mods and doing some testing, guys, I found that after switching out, I was running the radius, which is beneficial, and it adds 1 meter. But I found that if I do this, I have a refill speed of 2 seconds. If I put on the repair charges, instead of running 2 skill haste mods, it allows me to run one 11.5 skill haste mod, and then I can run the 2 18.8 repair skills. So ultimately what that does, that gives me the Hive still having a refill speed of 1 second. I end up with 4 more charges, so 36 instead of 32, and each one of those charges is healing 385, almost 386,000 instead of 360,000. So this was the win right there. So play around with that and see where the sweet spot is. Depending on the different mods you have, yours will probably be a little bit different. And now let's quickly check out the odd man out. So you got 3 choices to run here. The largest healing is the Reinforcer. But so the stats on this, I got 7 of these bad boys with a 16.8 cooldown, 1.3 million per blast, and 234,000 over time. Cloud duration right here is 7 seconds, but you see it lasts a little bit longer than that. But our other options, you could go with a fixer drone. I would assume that there would be a healing for the fixer drone, but apparently I don't have one, or maybe I gave it to my other character. Anyway, so in this setup, the fixer drone has a 14-second cooldown, 5.6 million health, heals 113,000 per second. The other option, because we're running survivalists, is we have the Mender Mind, which I, before now, did not think much of. And this works a lot better than I thought it would. So you need to play around with the two. But I've actually been playing with this and been very happy with how it works. It's kind of a fire and forget, unlike the chem launcher, which I have to be careful of how many I'm firing, where I'm firing them, when I'm firing them. The Seeker Mine just kind of cruises around and heals who needs to be healing. Just drops the cloud down, and it just works. So I'll show some quick video. Oh, dude, my Hive just dropped through the floor. What the fuck? Oh, dudes, where'd my Hive go, dudes? Apparently my Hive is in the floor and still healing us. I can't blow it up. I can't do anything. It's still sending out charges, but...
I don't know if that's a great idea yet.
Agent down.
Yeah, I usually do run them solo. Got a drone. Got a drone on top of this.
Vital signs critical.
Yeah. Oh, watch out. Behind us, in front of us. Yeah, use your handgun.
Yeah, so I forgot. I should probably hit record on this. Because we were cruising around and then we ran into this guy.
Nope, he's running. Doesn't matter if he comes running. My high will get him. Okay.
Incoming
You wanna-
hostiles detected.
You want to go pick up the officer? No. Stay there, they're running. Tankers get. Yeah. Tankers coming. I'm up.
Hey, no need to worry. I just want you to beat my ass. Already open.
Yeah, I did. No, he went up.
What are you waiting for? Take them out. You won't get out of this alive.
Now remember, I put out even more healing to the rest of the team than I do to myself. See, the mender mine just went off. And there it goes again. So of course this is without any benefit of safeguard, because if I was at full health, I'd have a 100% bonus on top of that. And so this is just holding it down, just cranking out the damage. You guys see, it's just and that radius on that mender mine is pretty nice, so I can kind of set up near my buddies, and it will, if everybody else is kind of staying close together, and you'll see, due to the skill build and using Faraday field, it behooves people to be fairly close together Try to be far enough away from each other where you don't get all taken out by one grenade. But alright, and now check this out, guys. So just to show you how fast. Alright, so we'll see how fast the high's coming back right now. Watch this though. First of all, it'll reset the seeker into this immediately. We'll check out. Let's see where we're at once we hit. So keep in mind I have 36 of these, but how close can I get to full before it slows down? 25. Alright, so so we can get most of the charges back, you know, about a third of the charges back just by throwing out one. All it takes is one charge. And remember, that takes me 1 second once the hive is gone to get one charge out that I can throw out, and every 120 seconds blow it up to refresh everybody's skills, give everybody overcharge, and get that hive coming back. And while that's happening, I will have this Mender mine running around finding allies that need healing and healing them. And I will be hiding out at that time, waiting for my hive to come back at full health, so Safeguard will be procced. And while they are healing, they will be getting the benefit of Empathic Resolve. So that is my dream team medic.